Hello, everyone. Today we are here with a really exciting uh, project that we have been working for a while now. And I think that we finally decided to open it to the public. We have several clients using it. We use it every day. So definitely a tool that will save you a lot of time when you're trying to troubleshoot your databases, your servers, and we'll go through everything that it entails. But basically, we, especially with clients that have multi-tenant apps, we have seen this again and again. So we have a server that has 20 databases and they all should do the same. But we know that with times, one database start to drift apart from the other ones. Maybe there was a trigger that you forgot to add. Maybe there is an index. One is slower. One so we needed to have a way to monitor and to make sure that all our databases were in synchrony. And we also have the same issue with several servers, not with several databases. Basically, we have clients with 20, 30, 40 servers that also need to make sure that everything is performance as it should. So I will let Jose and Pedro talk a little bit more about it. But again, really excited about this tool. Want to mention that this is a tool that we already have in place and that we use either hosted by us or we can actually host it on the client's premises if they want complete control and isolation of the tool. So, Pedro, let's talk a little bit about what we have here.
Le- Okay, perfect. In Sari, we have a new slogan. If it's good for us, it's good for everybody. So we are using this internally and as Javier say in clients, and it's time to open to everybody. So let's dive a little bit into this. So we have a a lot of things to show you, but we're gonna make a little summary about all the features that we have here. Something good is that you have a place that you can see everything in just one shot. You can come here and see, how is all my servers, my database, everything in this time, and this is the real time from the last analysis, what you have in your environment, what you have in all your database. So, what server have the score? We don't gonna explain a lot about the score, things like that, but in some moment we can explain how we calculate the score and how we get this done. But the most important is like Javier said that we can define servers, we can define a group of servers. So we can define when we add a server, we have multiple options. We can define the name, information, the region. We can we have some regions just for sample here, but we can define our own regions. Imagine that you have servers in United States in different states. You can say, oh, these are my servers from New York, from Chicago, whatever. Something good about this is that you can group all these servers in one. So if you have a group of servers that share the same idea, also have the same database, same information, so you can share all these grouping all these servers in one. This help you to compare if you are updating the database continually, what that database are different, or if the server have the same information, the same hardware, how one is better than other, or why is better than other. So
That's a really good idea, Pedro, because I think that, as Javier mentioned too, um, it's easy to have a problem in one specific database. That happens a lot when you have multi-tenant, and
yes,
you always
exactly.
wonder why am I having a problem here but not there, and they're supposed to be the same, right? So these things is like really hard to diagnostic in general. So it's better to have a place where you can basically do comparisons of, okay, why is this not the same? So I think it's like a good idea to show it like this. And to be honest,
Yes.
this is a lot of information, so you need to make sense out of that. So how you present it is really important.
I
Yes,
also want
that's
to
correct.
mention that we have several clients that are really, really aware of the security part, their data, their databases. So we have this choice. Basically, we put a connection string here, and you give us a user only with read-only access that we cannot
Correct.
write to your environment. But we also have the concept that we can download the scripts and the tooling that we run and send it to you
Hmm.
so you can run it locally. That exports
Yes,
some
that's correct.
results. You send it to us, or you upload it yourself here and does the same type of analysis. So if you have real time, if you can put the connection string, give us a user, that's even better because we continuously monitor your
Yes.
environment. But if you have some restriction around that, we can also accommodate that by sending you and downloading some scripts that you can run on your site.
Okay, perfect. That's a perfect situation because sometimes, like you say, we just want to analyze something. We run the script, bring back the script, and running here, and you don't need to be connected. Something very important that we have here is that we have a multiple analysis, some labs. The labs are very good because you can take one server, um, make a lab with this server. How what we find in this server um, can give us a lot of performance situation. We are supporting now SQL Server and Postgres. So you're gonna find some ideas that are gray out when we are using SQL Server, and sometimes when we are using Postgres, because there are some features that only have SQL Server and Postgres don't have. We also are planning to expand the support for other database, but we are waiting, that we have the needed because most of the people that we have, Javier, are SQL Server or Postgres. That was the idea.
One thing that I really like about the labs is this actual sentence. What if? So without touching your production, you can make experiments. So what will happen if you change this schema, if you run this script, if you add this new parameter, this new variable. So let's say that you need to refactor your database, your schema, so you have a way to test that beforehand, make sure that everything is as you need to, and then you're able to run that in production.
Yes, that's correct. And Jose, in some moment, talk about this server comparison. Why, if I have the server with the same information, say Jose, in some moment, why this one is better than this one? Why is it? And so you have this idea that you can just compare two server in some moment and create analysis between them and what the difference that I have this different from this one to this one, and also you can in some moment create multiple comparison, and this is good for tackle directly to things that the server that have worse performer you want to attack. This is something very good that Jose mentioned in some moment.
Yeah, and
Another,
one thing to add there, Pedro, is those comparisons are customizable. So you decide which parameters and what is the
yes,
configuration that you want to have in place for those comparisons to take in place. And also, because AI is everywhere, we have an AI agent that you can chat and talk with
yes, that's correct. All the
and
time
get
here and
and get
ask a lot of
answers
questions.
about your database service. So I just wanted to mention that. Keep going.
Yes. Okay. So we also have a a smart search here, so you can find things. Not for the tests. It's for the if I'm talking about a script, uh, or I'm talking about performance. You're gonna see that we find a lot of things that are about performance that not only the word performance is looking for. Is looking for it's in a smart way, in a smart way. Is looking for this. Talking about scripts, this is the other things that we have in this. So if you want to run a script and know what is going to happen, no, you're not going to run the script and update the database. No, you can make a simulation if this script is going to run in some server because you have the information from the server that you take here. This script is gonna tell you if the script is gonna run well, is it's gonna make some noise in the server, so you can make this simulation, and you can decide how you're gonna run it. If you're gonna run in ring only or a drive run only for validation. If you just want to validate if the script is gonna run in the correct way. So this is good for sometimes you have a script and you need to know if this is gonna be, and also you can schedule the run of this script in some moment in time. So I want to run an script Saturday in the afternoon, just a dry run to see what happened in that moment. I don't know, Javier, you want to say
Yeah,
something here?
yeah, absolutely. So we have that all the time, especially with multi-tenants applications. So we
Yes.
need to run scripts to 20, 50 databases
Uh,
at once. And we
Javier,
needed to do before a release because the release is dependent on that script running. So you can do it here, you can test it, you can make sure everything works. You can do it not only multiple database, multiple servers as well. So you can
Yes, that's
schedule
correct.
it. One thing that we have not mentioned, we can get notifications about it. You can get notified when those things happen. Same thing, you will get notified if there is something wrong. One of the alerts that we that the server is having some type of metrics that it doesn't have the standard or the optimized value that you need, it will also notify you. And if you see there is only in the script part, there is the script execution, the script playbooks, the SQL verification. So as Pedro like to say, this is our own DBA working along us and notifying us and
That's the
helping
way to
us.
say.
Yeah.
I like
So
this.
and you know, like DBAs are really particular on how they want to like have the optimized database. I see Jose laughing because he has battled a lot with DBAs and with again we always say for performance we don't have to follow the normalizations that we are taught in school and DBAs only always want to, so we are always battling what would be the optimal state. But the good thing is configurable, and we have a lot of things here that allow us to monitor and to make sure that our database have the stage that we want.
yeah, Javier, just to extend a little bit what you said in that it's not only for multi-tenant exactly, because you can have a single tenant too. I mean, like a single server database, because
Yeah.
you have a lot of scenarios. There is like, even if you have a single monolithic application, you will have
Hmm.
application and a database. And I'm sure that you will have at least one more environment. So it doesn't
Yes,
have to
you're
be
correct.
like a multi-tenant farm kind of thing. You can, we use the term tenant just to say like one server in general, like one
Hmm.
instance. But uh, it doesn't have to go that way, because most of the applications that you find like in the world are like either multi-tenants or single tenant with multiple copies, right? So
Yes.
you can do either way, like really simple scenarios or really big kind of replication scenarios where you have comparisons and so on. So it goes both ways.
Okay, so Javier mentioned and Jose that we are doing this for DBAs or for person that need to be DBA. So we don't we create this for people, not just to replace. It's to help the people to do the job. So we have a DBA board. DBA board help people to make tasks that you need to run. AI help you to create the task. You can finish the task, moving to another place. So you can have a place to planning what you need to run, to planning what you need to do, if you need to create a new index, if you need to create something. So you have a place that you have also a planning place that you can have all that you need to do and all you have done in the past to solve some problems. So it's an idea to not only to analyze or to run queries, something that you can use to manage your day by day or your planning day.
So
So
here, Pedro, we don't want to make the video too big because there is a lot of
no,
things
no,
to cover.
sorry.
But let's just briefly just go to the navigation so we can just show the amount of things that we have here. And we talk about the I like the executive view. Can you put that one, Pedro?
Okay, see, okay, of course.
Because it gives you a really nice presentation for a manager, a CEO, someone who needs to make decisions to see everything at just a simple glance. But also we have audit monitor, we have health metrics, we have drift detection. We talk about that if one of the databases is drifting from residual states, and we can detect that. We have a schema comparison, server to server, DBA analysis, audit catalog, labs, multiple queries, script execution. So a space analyzer for optimization, impact analyzer, configuration advisor. We have a lot of tools here. We also have something that we will not show in this video. We'll do another one that is for reports. You know that we do a lot of reporting in your app, how to make sure that the reports are performing correctly. We'll do the next one. But that will be it for this video. We also have a mobile app, so you get notifications and you also are
Yes,
on the fly
yes.
anywhere you are aware of where your servers are. So please give us feedback, and we look forward to talking with you and discussing this project more in depth. Thank you, everyone.
See you.
Bye.